Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your Realtor Hugo here again with another live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Daily Real Estate Live. We are back in Maryland. Glad to be home. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? How are you? I am Hugo Quintanilla, your licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster. Feel free to reach out, 240-389-4846, 240-389-4846, email hugo@lnf.com, and website yourrealtorhugo.com. As always, we will be answering your questions live next time, and you are going to be pleasantly surprised. If you're at all a fan of the show, a fan of the content that we make here, you're actually going to get triple the episodes today because we are going to be doing 3 different lives. This live will actually be a re-recording of a live that I made yesterday that unfortunately did not transmit. So as always, there are technical difficulties at times when we're on location. So we did do a presentation yesterday, but it did not transmit. I made a few mistakes in setting it up and unfortunately just did not transmit. So I apologize for that. To anyone that missed the episode yesterday, we will be re-recording it now so that that information stays on the videos and we can continue to learn as we've been learning through these lessons over time. So today's lesson is yesterday's lesson, which was advanced digital marketing strategies for selling your home. I'm going to be talking about what I do as a realtor to use the internet and digital marketing to list your property and get it sold for top dollar. So join me as we talk about that. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure all this stuff is properly set up. Great. Oh, it's good to be home, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everyone that sent such well wishes for me and my family over the weekend. I really do appreciate it. Things are going great, and I really cannot thank you all enough for the love and support that you've shown me over the last 5 to 7 days. Really, it has really been supportive. So thank you. Number 1, create a standout listing. Use high quality photos and videos. Homes with professional photos sell 32% faster. So hiring a professional photographer is not an option, it's a necessity. Number 2, utilize social media advertising. My co-host Fluffy is here. So if anybody knows, my wonderful little Himalayan cat is here. So number 2, utilize social media advertising. Target ads to local buyers. Facebook ads can reach potential buyers in specific zip codes, and created targeted ads on Facebook and Instagram can have you covered on 2 of the most popular social media platforms. These are not the only platforms to go on, but research has shown that Facebook has much more engagement when it comes to real estate transactions and what is seen as valuable. And it also has the highest likelihood of turnover. Millennials by far spend more time on Instagram, whereas Gen X tends to spend more time on Facebook. So again, different demographics, different people, different price points, and different ways to market to them. But the bottom line is use social media to your advantage. It's a free tool for many, and paid advertisements go further now than ever before. Number 3, leverage virtual tours. Offer 3D tours for remote buyers. Listings with virtual tours receive 87% more views. Using tools like Matterport to create a virtual tour can make it easy, fun, and rewarding. So Matterport, if you're not familiar with the service, is they have tons of solutions when it comes to real estate and photography and videography. So definitely I would say check them out. But one of their most key standout points that they have is the 3D tours. If you've ever been on a Matterport tour, it's really neat. It's kind of all immersive. You have like a skeleton of the whole property, and then you can click in different points of view where you want to shift throughout the home. And it's really immersive. You can travel through it, and it has great integrations with some of the most popular 360 cameras and can actually work with iPhone or any phone that has a LiDAR detection system. So, leveraging virtual tours is a great way to get these properties shown to people that might not necessarily be in the area. Again, widening your pool of potential buyers and getting the listing seen by more people. Remember, we want as many people to see this property as possible, to find as many people who like this property as possible, to get as many offers for the property as possible, to get you the highest price for the property as possible. Number 4, engage in email marketing. Send updates to your email list. Personalized emails can increase click through rate by 14%. And using email platforms like MailChimp to manage your campaigns can make it very easy. I use a few other services as well, as we all know that email marketing can get very tedious, and it can be quite daunting. You could be flagged as a junk mail, and that's it, you're cooked. So making sure that you have an email list of valid emails is super important. Take your time, develop it, craft it, and put it out there. Use your contacts with your realtors contacts to expand your potential pool of people. So if you have any contacts that you would like to share with your realtor, that again can help the pool of potential buyers widen. Number 5, optimize your listing for SEO. Use keywords that buyers are searching for. And listings with optimized titles, descriptions rank higher in search results. And research relevant keywords to make sure that you're using the top terms for your specific need. And I would not spend so much time on SEO as of late, because SEO is changing. The SEO is important, but SEO in the long run is being moved and kind of thought in the sense of how we are indexing search results on search engine platforms like Google. When SEO started, it was the easiest way. You would buy words, and as long as they were incorporated on the page, it really elevated your ranking. Now SEO has become very intricate and complex in its algorithmic choices of how it ranks and indexes results on social media. But the long and the short of it, without getting into technical jargon, is you want to have the words that are going to be relevant for the searches that your people want. So we want buyers, new buyers, first time buyers. We want everyone that can afford this home. So again, you have to know your demographic that you're shooting for, and working with a realtor can help you reach the right people to get the household. Remember, you only need one good contract. It doesn't need to go to a billion people, but you need one good contract. So we want to expose this property to as many people as possible to get that one good contract that we want. Number 6, use influencer marketing. Partner with local influencers. Influencers can increase your reach and attract more buyers. Collaborating with influencers to showcase your property is probably one of the easiest ways for you to not only provide awareness of the property, but also maybe even more awareness to other causes that the influencer might be associated with. So be careful what influencers you do decide to work with, because all influencers have their niche demographics. But again, influencers may be able to infuse a shot of new data or new potential eyes to the property that otherwise wouldn't be there if their influence wasn't there. Remember, influencers are important because they influence the people around them and they believe similar concepts as them. So if their ideas and mindset align with your goals for the property and methods of marketing, then it's going to be a partnership made in heaven. Make sure that you both are aligned on the vision, because last thing you want is two different views on the same project. So number 7, create an engaging content campaign. Post blogs, videos, and updates about your home. Content marketing generates 3 times as many leads, and starting a blog or YouTube channel to start sharing the updates can be a very lucrative way for you to make some extra cash. Again, we're not trying to get rich off of a YouTube video, but you need to start making content. And one post a week is not enough. You need to be producing at least 3 pieces of content a day, minimum, no excuses, and high quality content. I'm not talking about, crap posting. I'm talking about like actual valuable, relevant content to the client and the demographics that you are trying to target. There's no point in giving you a top 10 list of top foundations when you're here for a real estate show. But if it's something that can better align you to the vision of what we're trying to accomplish in real estate, but as an auxiliary sort of industry, or say way of school of thought. If it's another school of thought, then obviously something like that you need to take into consideration, because engaging content from the internet is permeating and penetrating every level of society. Who isn't on social media and who isn't seeing this stuff? So if a piece of content is relevant, valuable, shareable, clickable, watchable, it is attractive. It can really bring a lot of eyes to the property. But remember, the goal is vision. We want to make sure that the marketing efforts are aligned with our vision. And engaging content that's relevant to the task at hand is a must. You can't just sit there and put memes together about the home and expect the home to sell to anyone seriously. It's a concept. It works, but it's a shoot and spray sort of technicality way of going about it, instead of being very focused and direct and intentional with our efforts, which is ultimately what we want. Number 8, host live virtual open houses. You all have seen my virtual open houses when I'm hanging out and showing you around the property. Do them. Use platforms like Facebook Live to host open houses. Live videos engage more viewers and generate real interest in properties. Schedule and promote virtual open houses in advance to make sure that you are getting great participation when the live happens. A virtual open house can be very scary for some to create, because it's a little exposing. You have to be clever, you have to be witty, you have to be articulate, you have to be walking around, walking, talking, doing. Sometimes I can barely walk and eat gum chew gum at the same time. See, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm eating my gum instead of chewing it. I digress. At the end of the day, what you show through the virtual live will be more realistic than the photos that they will see in the listing. So, like the virtual tour, it's yet another way to personally cater the experience of showing the property to the client and enticing them to come and see it themselves and offering on it, because we want that one contract. Number 9, utilize online real estate marketplaces. List your property on Zillow, Realtor.com, and other sites. Homes listed on multiple sites get more exposure. Ensuring your listing is on all major real estate platforms. Make sure that you are maximizing and casting the biggest net possible. The real estate platforms all vary in their APIs on how to use the information. But I will tell you, for myself, whenever you list a home with me, your property will be shooting out to 300 other sites, advertising it to local, abroad investors, a whole plethora of different demographics and people on each one of these different sites. 300 of them all sync up with the information as soon as we list your property as active in our system. So I'm sure other companies have similar features and similar offers, but I can tell you that for myself that if you list with Long and Foster, your property will be exposed to at least 300 other different sites that will all be bringing you in likes and views and clicks and attention. Because remember, we want attention on the property to cast the largest net and get that contract. Number 10, the last one for today for this topic is going to be analyze and adjust your strategy. Monitor your campaign's performance. Use analytics to see what works and adjust accordingly. Use tools like Google Analytics to track and optimize your marketing efforts. Google Analytics can be a little bit daunting and scary, so do not be intimidated by it. There are YouTube videos. Take your time, read them over. Analytics has also changed. It's gone into the G4 era of the SEO world. So we were talking earlier about SEO. This is Google's new effort into ushering in the new era of algorithmic AI SEO generated content. So from here on out, we're going to be under G4U, which is that platform and model of algorithm that they're using. And that's the long and the short of it. You know, a lot of people were very resigned that this was not going to happen and thought that, hey, burying their heads in the ground was the best strategy. And they're suffering now. They don't have the SEO exposure. They're very successful people, but no one knows who they are anymore because their SEO structure has been completely destroyed. It is a very trying time for some people that built their whole careers off this other system. But that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. And that's why you learn and diversify and grow over time. We were told about this change for over a year. And it came to no surprise if you were reading and paying attention to what was happening and seeing what was happening in analytics. And they themselves, even though it's quite complicated on the onset and overwhelming because there's so much information, they themselves have different videos and walkthroughs on how you can actually make the most out of analytics and make it work for you. Remember, the tools are useless if you don't actually use them in your tool belt. So if you're going to go the analytics route and really tackle advertising, you have to study analytics and you have to learn stats because this is not going to get better. And you're not going to be able to change the stats if you don't know how to understand what you're looking at. And Google has great report features that you can publish and work on too. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day because there are genuinely whole certifications on just being proficient in Google Analytics. That's how robust that system can be when it really is well done by someone that can do it. And I know I can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This was, again, the re-recording of yesterday's topic. I will be back on in a few minutes. I'm going to take a little break and then I will get back on with another topic. And then the last live for today will be a little bit of a different topic as well, but I think it's very relevant to a lot of what I saw over the weekend. And we'll talk about it. So take care. Thank you so much for tuning in for this one. I'll be back in a few minutes for another one. And yeah, I'll see you for that one too. Take care. Talk to you soon.